We did hear a lot in the last few weeks about banning Syngenta or making Syngenta divest, the Chinese-owned company here in Arkansas. But there's a lot of people that have been asking me about crypto mining and crypto
Hmm.
mining facilities that are in Arkansas that have ties to the Communist Chinese as well. Now, I know this is something that you've been following as well, but can you kind of give, if people don't know, can you give them kind of a boilerplate idea of what the situation is with crypto mining and the amount of power and energy it uses?
Yeah, it's hard to do that. I mean, basically, I represent Harrison, and there was a Chinese crypto mining facility tried to come into Harrison. People just really didn't know what crypto mining was. I really didn't either. I mean, I watch Fox Business or something and see some of the digital currencies being traded. I really don't. I'm not into that, so I really just kind of watch it. So they were wanting to put a digital crypto mining facility in. These things use a tremendous amount of power. That the facility in Harrison, for example, would have used 10 megawatts, which is enough to run about 8,000 homes. I mean, you could run a plant that may employ several thousand people for 10, and these only employ two people, two or three people. They use an exorbitant amount of water. They're connected back to the Chinese, and the Harrison newspaper tried to track back who was actually behind these people, and you'd get these shell LLCs or numbers they couldn't call. It was very shady. We just couldn't get answers. So there was another facility that went in at Faulkner County down at Bono with the same company. They found out the noise. Harrison ultimately rejected. We also found out that these entities, with Bill Vickery as a lobbyist, snuck a bill through down there in the legislature late in the session. You know how it turns into a banana republic,
Oh yeah,
and
yeah. I
they
just need
titled
to.
it.
This is
Yeah,
just to clean up some
yeah.
language.
This is just nothing. It's nothing big. And I really didn't know what, I know what data centers are. I didn't know what crypto mining, and neither did the people in Harrison or some of these people that want economic development and want to welcome it. They met with them and really didn't know either. But as these things are getting there, we're finding out much more about it, and it's like a Trojan horse once you get in. And so the problem has been is trying to repeal the deceptive bill, the lying bill that was passed this past session. And the governor, for some reason, attorney general and several legislators are protecting this crypto mining of Chinese companies. They will not repeal the bill. I tried to, extend the session, special session that was really about FOIA on and include this and just repeal the bill. They shot it down. They didn't include it on the call, so it's like, what's the difference in Chinese crypto mining and them growing soybeans? These things are next to substations. Gabriel Dance with the New York Times did an excellent piece on the national security aspect of how a network of these things are being located near substations. And so and when we talk about digital currency, look at Sam Bankman Fried just got convicted. You look at the number one currency that has been used for drug trade and ransomware and a lot of illicit activities is digital currency. Now, I don't know that these people are in nefarious actions or not, but we do know with digital currency, there's a lot of questions to be asked about it. Who's involved? What's going on? And why is it that the governor and several legislators are protecting this industry and giving them law language that is far above any other business here in Arkansas? They're basically discriminating against all the rest of us, whether you're a farmer, a barber, a backhoe operator, or anything. You're being discriminated against while they're protecting Chinese crypto companies. It just doesn't make sense, and I'm still demanding answers for it.
Yeah, I'm not one of these people that's like it's anti-crypto. I actually think it can be used, as a means to give more freedom to people. How the average person. However, we do know that with the more the government gets involved with something, the more they try to regulate it, the more they try to use it to control people. And there is no better way to control people than with a central bank digital currency that's being talked about here in the United States, being talked about all over the world. So it certainly quickly could be used to actually, quite frankly, just enslave the populace. We've seen what happens in China with their social credit scores and things like that. I'm just bringing that up as more of a full context to what we're talking
Mm-hmm.
about here with cryptocurrency. A lot of these cryptocurrency companies were banned in other countries. Okay, so one of the reasons that they're coming here to America is because they did have operations in other countries and they've been shut down because they were using an exorbitant amount of power. They were using all of the water that you were just talking about in order to run. And my understanding is they do all this, with the hopes of getting, they do all this mining and then they get, one Bitcoin. They find a Bitcoin and now it's all of a sudden worth, $38,000 or whatever Bitcoin is at these days, 27 or whatever it is. I can't remember. But yeah, it is odd. And I started getting emails about this, Brian, about, 6 months ago. And I honestly, I couldn't believe it that this is happening here in Arkansas. And so, yeah, I think we do need to be consistent. I mean, if we don't want Chinese companies in Arkansas, we don't want any Chinese companies in Arkansas. I'll give you the last word.
Yeah, I mean, I think so. But also remember, Paul, you can have the Chinese companies, but look at Asa Hutchinson's son is on the Chinese payroll. You could have front people out there. But I do think in this digital currency thing, we need to learn more about it. But I do think there's a lot of problems and issues about it. I mean, we can't sit there and say, hey, you payday lenders, banks, stockbrokers are having all this, and these other people are not. So either let's level and make the playing field fair, or let's make it where these Chinese crypto companies don't get extra language in the Arkansas code to be able to protect themselves, that language that, quite frankly, no other business gets out there. There's just something that stinks about this, and there's something not right about it. And
so,
anytime that
real quick, which there you said there's one in Faulkner County. Where are the others? Harrison rejected it. So this is also, we need to get this out to other communities. You can reject these businesses coming in. It is in their power to do so.
Well, you can, but now you're finding out in DeWitt's situation that there's legal ramifications because of the law that was passed that makes it. And what has happened is that the citizens in Bono just recently had a chili fundraiser to try and raise funds to fight $1 billion Chinese company in federal court. And anything that you're doing there, they've got billions of dollars and big high-powered lawyers to fight. And towns like DeWitt are going to have a hard time fighting it, or Arkansas County, or any county. And so that's why this thing of these people in Little Rock and these legislators protecting Chinese crypto companies, like, what the hell is going on with you people?
Well, I think that's where we'll leave it. What's going on with these people?